Right, as promised, here's part 2 of this video series with Tyler. So he also has another Audi. So we just got done doing a video for his twin turbo B7 RS4, and now we have a B7S4, and it's in a, what kind of color white is it again? I totally forgot.
Suzuka gray.
Suzuka gray. I was just gonna say white. Shame on me for just saying white, but yeah.
Shame on you.
Here it is.
So it's dirty as can be right now. It has sat outside for 2 weeks while I've been out of town, so it's kind of disgusting. But when it's clean and in the sun, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's actually the only B6 or B7 painted in Suzuka gray. And there are only 7 B7 RS4s that were painted in Suzuka gray. So that's super cool. And that's when I saw it. It was kind of those, I saw it and I kind of had to have it moments. I was like, that's sick and I want it. So I pretty much got it right after the original owner sold it. He sold it to a guy for a couple months, and then I bought it from him. It currently sits, I want to say almost at 155,000 miles, I think. So it's up there. I bought it with like 140. I bought it, pulled the engine, did the timing chains, did a bunch of service on it, and stuck it back in, and I've been driving it. So we built a custom. It has excess power 3-inch catless downpipes, and then me and a buddy built a 3-inch cat back custom exhaust for it. Has an X pipe and then just 2 18-inch Vibrant Performance resonators to help keep the sound down. I think it sounds perfect. It's kind of like a Fast Intentions, just a homemade version, if you will. But I think it sounds great. I think it sounds perfect. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It does have the platinum interior, which is cool. It's also really dirty, of course. Yeah, shout out Jackal, shout out AM Tuned. Of course, they've helped. Alex and Matt have also been great. Tony as well have also been great over the years, helping out with everything. So I had to rep them. Has the platinum interior, which is also pretty cool. Headliner as well is that platinum, but the door cards are black, which I really like the look of.
Oh, you have actually real carbon fiber, right? Yeah.
So yeah, that's
the real stuff. I have the fake stuff. Mine's just wrapped.
Yeah, so this is the same trim that's actually in the RS4, same carbon fiber trim. Then the front is dirty, of course. A nice knife. Nice
That's
big
not a knife. That's a knife. You always gotta say that.
That's a knife. So yeah, that's the interior. It is an automatic, unfortunately. But
Tisk.
That's why I have the RS4.
That's true.
All right, so under the hood, it is a little dusty and dirty. Hasn't got its spring cleaning yet. Like I said, I pulled the motor to do timing chains and just a bunch of other service, right? So it's coming up on a year since I did that, right? Just has Jackal Performance's intake with their little splitter there. Shout out Tweedler Performance. I actually have their stage 3 kit or whatever, if you will, ported intake, the spacers, the throttle body. So shout out Reed, he's been awesome to work with.
Now we gotta lift this up, then we gotta see that throttle body.
Well, it's on its way. It's not here yet, it's on order. That's the OEM. So
this is the imposter.
That's exactly. This is all OEM. So this will be painted in black, and then of course all the other stuff that comes with that stage 3 performance, including a new tune from Jackal. So
nice.
We'll get that up and running, and then, you know, hopefully this car will end up with some forced induction at some point. I'll have 2 B7 money pits, so but that'll be great. I do have some blacked out headlights on the way that are OEM. that are cleared as well. No amber marker lights, and then yeah, we'll be all black on the inside, which will be good. I also have a DTM kit coming, so new front bumper. Of course, those new headlights will look great with a black grille.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Because like me personally, I mean, obviously I have my car blacked out. Like I have all the chrome blacked out. Like it might be, you know, maybe already overplayed, but I love the black grille.
Yeah.
That's just my honest opinion. It'll never get old for me.
I agree. I will say I think the silver looks really good with the Suzuka gray paint, but I want to do pretty much. I'm gonna black it out. So I have some 19-inch Le Mans wheels for this. These are 18-inch rotors. Those are real. They're not knockoffs. So those are some real rotors. Those are my winter setup. I have some 19-inch Le Mans that are getting paint matched to the Suzuka gray. So I'll get them powder coated and paint matched, which again isn't everybody's cup of tea. But once it's blacked out, we'll get rid of the roof rails. We'll delete the roof rails, black all this out, and it'll be Suzuka gray and black. And I think it'll look perfect on those 19s.
I totally agree. Like you said, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but you say you're gonna get the front DTM bumper.
Yeah.
And the front DTM bumper is like, I mean, on an Avant, that is such a sweet setup.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen a DTM bumper on an Avant, so this will definitely be a first one, right? Or
second one. I
second
know one
one?
other guy that has a full DTM. This one just get a front DTM bumper. It'll get the full DTM kit, so it'll get the side skirts as well, the door blades. Shout out Brian Best for the door blades. Got those painted just a couple months ago, and then I decided I'm gonna do a DTM. So
yeah.
it'll get flat door blades, and then the rear bumper. It'll get the rear bumper as well. As you can tell, this one's pretty beat up, but it'll get the DTM rear bumper. That'll take a little bit of fab work to meet the rear tail lights, but stoked for that. And then the car's also sitting with those rotors on 10 millimeter 034 spacers all the way around. So it's bumped out. I'm pretty sure those wheels are also a 43 offset. So technically it's at 33 right now. And then I have those tires on it are beefy boys. I had to space them so they wouldn't rub on the steering assembly up front.
Yeah, these are definitely some meaty tires.
Yeah, those are my all seasons, so that's kind of what I run through the winter. The G4 Sport Comp 2 all seasons. I've had the Continental Extreme Contact all seasons as well, and a couple other different ones. I keep coming back to the G-Force Sport Comp 2s. I really like them, and they do look mean, especially when they're at full tread. Yeah, the front was a little bit of a pain. Like I said, it was rubbing. The tires were rubbing on kind of that steering knuckle. So pushed them out, and now she sits nice and thick with a little bit of tire poke, and I really like that look.
Now we gotta turn on the car, of course. Very nice.
Very nice, I like. That was 3,000 and then 5,000 RPM. So I hope the microphone picked it up, because I think it sounds pretty good.
You probably broke my microphone.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah, that was pretty loud. But it was well worth it. So, go for a drive?
Let's go for a drive. This baby, this automatic, is actually going out. I'm looking for a trans, so 6 HP 19, tranny code JTR. I think it could be HYL as well. But if you have one sitting around, give me a call. I thought initially I was doing some pulls in it after I got it tuned. After we finished, this was last fall, doing some 0 to 60 pulls in it. and it was kind of catching and doing some funky stuff going into fourth. And so first couple of pulls was good. Third pull, it started to do some funny stuff. Was rev hanging on me. Didn't want to shift, and so went ahead and did a fourth pull, of course, why not, and just kept my foot on the floor. So it actually downshifted instead of upshifted. Rev hung like crazy, downshifted, and then there's kind of like a pop, whatever. Trans went into limp mode, pulled it off to the side of the road. Just one of those moments, the oh shit moment. And then turned the car off, turned it back on, limped it home. So I thought it was just a torque converter issue, not shifting, right? Not being able to hold the power, not being able to, act as a clutch and allow the shifts between gears. And so I just kind of limped it around daily driving it for a couple months. There was no, real issues other than it doesn't like to shift under wide open throttle or, anything more than about 60-70% load. Recently changed the torque converter out for a level 10 upgraded torque converter. Also did all new transmission mounts, engine mounts. Went with 034, their street density on both because I do daily drive it, and then did a JXB carrier also with street density. So when I finished that, it felt great. It was locked down, but of course was still giving me issues when shifting. So practically means that it's time for a trans, unfortunately. So we'll do that, and then of course some of those stage 3 upgrades I was talking about, and then it should be ripping and ready to go. But kind of been a bummer, but excited to finally get the problem fixed and get it running. All right, look at that, no dash lights on an Audi.
Wow, that's a first. Man, this sounds really nice. Is your exhaust catted or not?
Yeah, no cats. So
it's the way to go.
Yeah, yep, no cats. So the 3-inch excess power downpipes, catless, and then that catback. So it sounds good. The drum, it's not too terrible. Yeah, you can hear it when you're cruising a little bit, especially kind of in between 2,000 to 3,000 RPMs, especially 2,500. Once you get above 3, again, the noise goes away. Unfortunately, cruising in 6th gear at about 80 miles an hour, you're like 2,500 RPM, so you'll get a little bit more drone. You want to hit the freeway?
Yeah, we can hit the freeway.
Hit the freeway.
Yeah, so with my setup, even at low RPMs, like, you can definitely hear the drone on my setup. And I think it might be the muffler setup or whatnot, because you said your whole exhaust is 3-inch from the downpipes all the way down?
Yeah,
because mine's a 2.5. I don't know if that really makes a difference. But mine's, like, you can definitely hear the drone. I know that for some people, they don't like the drone, so they have, oh gosh, I can't even think of the name of it. What do they put on their exhaust to make it like slightly quieter?
The mufflers, or
not the mufflers,
the resonators.
The resonators.
Yeah.
Did you say this had resonators?
Yeah, it only has resonators. That's the That's the only thing it has, actually. They're two 18-inch, right? One for each side. Two 18-inch vibrant performance resonators. No mufflers on this, and no cats. So for me, it's like the perfect. It just kind of smooths the sound out, but isn't, also helps with the noise a little bit, not as much as a muffler would, but yeah, just kind of smooths it out so it doesn't sound raspy at all, even when you're on it.
Yeah, because like, if I can be completely honest about my own setup, like, mine does sound a little bit raspy. I'll definitely, say that, and I don't have resonators, so I think that's why I have quite a bit of a drone, especially at low RPMs. But just having, Tyler's car doesn't have a muffler, it only has just the resonators. That sounds not bad at all for pretty much being completely almost straight piped and no cat. So that's actually I actually like how this sounds. It's not bad at all, actually. And then when you step on it, you can still hear it, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I can.
Yeah, we'll get out here to the freeway and get into it, and it sounds really good, especially up at higher RPMs. Like I said, it doesn't have that rasp. Some people like rasp. I'm not super, especially with the V8. I like a little bit a smoother tone, but it still screams it at higher RPMs. See, there's our tranny a little bit. There we go. She's a speedy wagon, baby.
Oh yeah. I think Tyler meant to say 75.
No, I mean, yeah, we're actually in Mexico.
Oh yeah, this is Mexico.
Can you see? Look at the mountains in Mexico.
Look at that. It even snows in Mexico. What a beautiful view. Look at that snow. Those Mexican mountains. Now, like, once you get your car boosted, like the RS4, once you have the RS4 up and running, you'll notice a huge night and day difference with a boosted car and then your NA car, your B7. You know, you'll, like when I got the VF kit, and even at the stock VF kit, because at the time when I first got my VF kit, it was all stock internals. Like, the only thing that was done to it was the headers, the timing guides, all that stuff, and then pretty much the headers and the exhaust was like the only like intake space. And these little bolt-on things. And then once I got that VF kit, and it was like at 5 pounds of boost, like there's a huge night and day difference from NA to even just 5 pounds of boost, which is definitely an addictive feeling, because it'll definitely push you against your seat, and that's a pretty sweet feeling.
I will say, when I referred to speedy wagon, I meant high top speed. not high acceleration.
Yeah, I'm not trying to bash on your car for the acceleration.
No, he was.
No, I wasn't. I was.
No, yeah, it's fun. I am stoked for the forced induction on the RS, and again, eventually, one day on this, just because V8 is great, but boosted V8 is much better.
Boosted V8 with those kind of views, man, this is like heaven. And I'm from Colorado, so I mean, like, your guys' mountains here in Utah is like really like, you guys have it pretty good here with the views here. Like,
oh, yeah.
I still love Colorado. I'm gonna stay in Colorado, but Utah's pretty nice. Especially if you've never been to Utah, visit Utah. It's actually really nice. Should be a travel guide at the same time.
You need to start a new YouTube channel just for travel.
Yeah, it will be called like Traveling and Boosted. That's all this is gonna be.
And hopefully this is another thing. Hopefully this car will also end up on bags. That's kind of the plan. Still a fun car. This will be more straight line. This will be the feelings herder. That's the plan long term, right? Is a look good feeling for, oh, look at that wagon, and then, you know, once it's boosted, be able to blow someone's doors off, and then you know, have it on air ride. I think this will also be more of the looks. Again, the RS is more function over form. This one will be a little bit more form over function, but it'll still hopefully have some good power eventually.
As I was editing this video, I realized I didn't record like an end portion to this video, so I'm doing it now. So again, like, we got back from the drive, and then once we got back to the house, we just started talking about cars and just life. You know how it goes. And then we know what seems like it's only been like 20 or 30 minutes. It felt like it was actually a few hours have gone by, and then looked at the time. I was like, all right, it's getting a little late and I gotta go. So and again, I'm very excited to be able to meet up with Tyler and get to see two of his cars, you know, his RS4 twin turbo build. And if you haven't seen that video, again, here's like a little snapshot of the video, and also that link will be down in the description as well. Also, another thing I want to add, you know, I did get very good positive feedback from when I was doing Jason, when I went to go visit Jason, you know, kind of like seeing other people's builds. So that's something I want to continue on doing, because I actually enjoy doing this, meeting other individuals in the B7, B6, you know, S4, you know, even our S4 world, and just seeing different people's, you know, builds. You know, that's one, it's one thing to see my build, because I see my build like every other day kind of a thing, but being able to see somebody else's imagination and what they want to do for their car, if it be just for like a show car, or it be a more track driven type of car, or more like in between car, or just, you know, Mexico drives, whatever the spectrum of be it is, it's awesome to see other people's, you know, imagination, you know, into their cars, what they do to their car, how they customize their car, how they personalize it, all that fun stuff. So I definitely want to continue doing more videos like these, and I want to thank Tyler again for taking the time to hang out with me and be able to do this video session with me. And I'm going to end it here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned something new, and I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks.